Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome back to episode 4 of the Star Trek 25th anniversary playthrough. This old retro game which has a great story to tell and is quite entertaining. And there for a song on Steam for just about $5.99. That's nearly £6 British for this at least 4 hours of immersive gameplay, if you know what you're doing, even more if you don't. That's what we're here for. Anyway, this episode is entitled Another Fine Mess. And now, when responding to a distress call from a ship under attack by pirates, the Enterprise discovers none other than good old Harry Mudd. You'll remember Harry Mudd from the original series. He turned up a few times. And you can definitely tell that Harry Mudd is involved somewhere down the line in what's been going on. He's not going to be, just completely and utterly blameless for this act. He is traced to a derelict alien spacecraft, the Enterprise crew, consisting of Kirk, McCoy, Spock, Sulu, Uhura, Chekhov, good old Scotty. Must then go and discover that connection between the derelict, the pirates, and good old Harry Mudd. Now, as we know, we take on the role of Captain James T. Kirk on board the USS Enterprise, which we know is a Starfleet vessel and it's all famous for being Star Trek. This transfers really well from the episodic nature of the Star Trek every week, a new planet, a new problem to solve, into what is, I think, a groundbreaking adventure game that was indicative of its time, like Monkey Island, Full Throttle, that sort of thing. Coming out in 1991 originally on disc, and then 1992 on CD for the enhanced version, there was voice acting by all the actors. William Shatner, Captain Kirk, Leonard Nimoy, Mr. Spock, DeForest Kelly, Bones McCoy, and the like. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to rabbit all the way through this. I'm going to let the story play out itself. This is Another Fine Mess featuring Harry Mudd and the link between the pirates and Harry Mudd's involvement, and let's see how the crew do to solve this mystery.
We have arrived at Holican. 2 Elassie ships approaching fast, Captain. I'm also picking up an ion trail from a small ship, probably a scout. It left the sector just as we arrived. It appears likely that we interrupted the pirate attack on the scout.
Message from the Elassie captain, sir.
We'll show you what happens to those who come between us and our prey. Prepare to die!
Raising shields.
Arming weapons.
Target analysis off.
Aye, sir. Aye, sir. Bridge repaired, Captain. Aye, sir.
Trail of the scout ship leads to the Harappan system, Captain.
Picking up the subspace signal, sir. It's very weak.
Patch it through, Lieutenant.
Enterprise? Is that you, Kirk? Friend Kirk, I can't believe they sent you to rescue me.
That sounds like... No, please, say it isn't.
I have a visual signal now, sir.
You come to help me, Kirk. You've got to help me. I have had a terrible misunderstanding with the Alasi traders. Traders! They're out to kill me, Kirk.
Fancy that.
Now see here, Kirk. I sold my Mud's miracrodegrammas in perfectly good faith. A little sideline work, you understand. Now they won't leave me alone. No. They're tracking me again. I can't send coordinates. You have to come protect me. I'm a registered ship with the Federation. Mud out.
I'm afraid his ship is registered, Captain, and regulations require we respond to his distress signal. The Harappan system is binary, with a neutron pulsar in the vicinity causing difficulties with our sensor readings. I was able to trace Mud's transmission to this derelict.
So, our friend Harry is on board, no doubt. Can you tell me anything about the derelict vessel?
There are 6 major subdivisions within the hull. All systems are down. There is, however, limited atmospheric integrity. The environment appears to be the result of a temporary save-a-ship life support generator. Not exactly a reliable model, Captain.
We're being hailed by Mr. Mudd, sir.
Captain, you came. I'm touched.
Harry, I have to be touched in the head to have anything to do with you. How's your lovely wife, Stella?
That was a dirty trick, Kirk. However, you'll be glad to know I let bygones be bygones. If the Enterprise will stand by, fend off any pirates, I'll just finish my salvage operations here and be out of your hair.
Computer records document that you filed notice that there was no salvageable value here, and that the ship was a common passenger tug.
Did I say no value? Minimal, Captain, minimal. I meant nothing but promising when I filed the report. We both know my judgment isn't always perfect.
I would say your judgment is never perfect, Harry. Perhaps we should beam over and judge the situation for ourselves.
Ah, that isn't necessary, Kirk. I can handle... I mean...
Harry, relax. We're old friends. We'll understand if things aren't picked up and looking neat. Kirk out.
I would very much like to see this alien ship, but the prospect of dealing with Harcourt Fenton Mudd again gives me pause.
Mudd, Harcourt Fenton. Harcourt Fenton, Harry Mudd, is one of the most infamous criminals at large in the Federation. A notorious con artist and troublemaker, Mudd has been imprisoned numerous times for petty crimes. While Mudd is not considered physically dangerous, he is quite devious and often uses dangerous means to ensure the success of his schemes. Starfleet captains who encounter Harry Mudd should be extremely wary.
Lowering shields, Captain.
Spock, come with me. Mr. Scott, you have the con.
Welcome, Captain Kirk. So glad you're here. The Elazi have been terrible trouble to me.
Well, you're terrible trouble to me, Harry. Tell me what this is all about.
I happened upon this ship not long ago, and dutifully registered as salvage, mind you. In the hold here, I discovered one of these devices in that box over there. When I tried one on a wall, it floated off the grease and dirt. Perfect for cleaning, near as I could see. I peddled a few of these Mud's Miracle Degrimers, and everything was going perfectly well.
Then something went wrong, right?
Actually, no, Doctor, not then. I'd started offering a few other little items I found. Mud's Limited Coffee Substitute, a great little specialty item. Lenses to affirm packaging build-your-own telescope kits. The collection of novelty paints, things like that. All of a sudden, the Elazi pirates are asking for me in every quadrant, wanting to know where I'm getting my goods.
I see, Harry. Well, we'll look around here while the Enterprise remains close by.
Look around all you like, Captain, but I'll be keeping an eye on you. I've registered this derelict as my salvage, and I don't want you running off with all my prizes.
Harry, as official representatives of the Federation and of Starfleet, we recognize your rights to legitimate salvage. Need I say more?
I understand perfectly, Captain. Carry on, Captain. Kirk, my friend, when have I ever given you the slightest bit of trouble?
There was the time that you tried to commandeer the Enterprise to sell Wive to miners. And then there was the time you stole the Enterprise to exchange us for androids, who were holding you prisoner.
Perhaps there have been a few minor misunderstandings.
Don't push your luck, Harry.
Harcourt Fenton Mudd. Of course he's going to be honest and fair with you. This container holds bricks of what might have been pre-processed food a long time ago. This place is cluttered with stored goods of every sort. It would take an army of workers weeks to examine every container and determine what is inside. This container holds small mechanical components unfamiliar to you. This place is cluttered with stored goods of This lens, about the size of one's thumbnail, magnifies like a fine optical glass. Odd-looking contraption small enough to hold in one hand. There are shiny, multi-sided spherical objects in this box.
These are computer memory transfer media, probably designed for use with the alien computer system.
A small energy device with a flanged opening at the front, about the size of one's thumbnail.
Nothing to report, Captain. Nothing to report, Captain.
This storage bay is stockpiled with all manner of goods.
I fail to see the logic in that action, Captain.
Done. 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 These two things fit together like they were made for each other.
Well, now I think we know why the Elazi pirates were so interested in finding out where Mudd was getting these.
A Saver Ship emergency life support generator, generally used for temporary life support during evacuation of small damaged ships.
Evidently, Mr. Mudd was unwilling to pay the price for a reliable salvage model.
A salvage lock hatch, a common type used to link a derelict to the ship doing the salvaging.
It appears that Harry Mudd managed to emplace this access hatch without significantly damaging the alien ship.
Will wonders never cease?
Tall, transparent columns run through the ceiling. Energy crackles in between the dodecahedrons inside them.
An unusual matter-antimatter engine, reminiscent of the designs created by the Hoopoon of Seganus 4. This save-a-ship life support generator has seen a great deal of use. It was never a reliable model, being prone to break down without warning. It is, however, properly connected, with warning alarms for temperature, atmosphere, and radiation.
The room reminds you of the weapons room of some old-style warships from the early days of starfaring. An elaborate piece of alien-looking machinery. 2 yellow triangular buttons. A red triangular button. 3 triangular blue buttons. A row of unmarked cylindrical containers. These cylinders have fallen down from the rest.
Nothing to report, Captain. A weapons delivery system. It appears to be an accessory tied directly to the alien equivalent of our ship's phasers and photon torpedoes. The control panel has power running to it, Captain. Unique, Captain. I believe these are self-referencing packed quantum cartridges.
Power boosters! Oh, I've read about those, but they're just theoretical.
Evidently, these are more than theoretical, Lieutenant Buchert. The energy initially released is infinitesimally small, but boosts itself until the power finally released is comparable to our photon torpedoes.
The technical journals discussing the possibilities indicated it would create a weapon of greater range than those we have now, if not a greater punch.
The machinery to deliver these cartridges would be an engineering feat as well, Captain. The device has finished loading, Captain.
Small containers of oddly colored liquids. This seems to be the main monitoring station for the beds. Above it is some sort of dispensary. A control console from which operators run the ship. You see a plain gray screen. This appears to be some sort of engineering instrument.
It is a multi-bit compact duver with its own Draktar traction unit and clamp kit. This is clearly the control center for the ship, Captain. I cannot deduce much information, but I do observe 2 things.
Go on, Mr. Spock.
This station definitely is configured differently from the one beside me.
This shouldn't be surprising. After all, there are 2 stations.
That may be, Doctor. But if you'll recall, all the Enterprise's different stations link into the same computer network bank, and...
What else can you determine at this stage, Mr. Spock?
These people have a fixation for the number 6, and even divisors and multiplicans thereof. 3s and 12s in particular. I believe this may be the necessary first clue to understanding the aliens.
The sphere in the middle of this console appears to be some sort of control mechanism.
This platform contains the control console for the ship's computer library. Data may be accessed by using this console. This seems to activate the ship's computer bank control node. Given the alien's predilection for multiples of 3, it may be possible to use our tricorders to decipher the information carried in these data banks.
That would be quite a find, Jim. This is an alien race unknown to us, and they are certain to have knowledge new to us.
Were the universal translator available, this would be simple.
With the Enterprise out of range, that's not an option, Mr. Spock. What else can you do?
I believe if Dr. McCoy and I conjoin our 2 tricorders, we may be able to process enough sample data to get a basic understanding of the alien's computer system. This will completely tie up both our tricorders for an extended amount of time, however. Both our tricorders are now working on basic processing of the alien's computer data system. The tricorders are not the equal of the universal translator, but we should be able to retrieve basic information and get an insight into their culture and life systems. I don't believe we could have gotten even this far had we not deduced their fixation on base 6 mathematics and aesthetics. The tricorders are again available for general use. The alien ship's computer data is now accessible from the ship's library. I believe I have downloaded enough information to our tricorders to enable operation of most of the ship's controls, Captain.
You download major portions of the alien library onto the yellow spheroid. You look but see nothing of note. You look but see nothing of note.
Why, Captain!
Jim, that doesn't look good at all. Harry, let me take a look at you and check whether that had some deleterious effect.
No, you're all space aliens. You're little gray men from inside the hollow earth. You want to experiment on my body parts. Stay away from me!
Deleterious effects. I guess I don't even need my tricorder to know that.
You'll mind control me, kidnap my children, dissect my dog.
If we can get him on one of the beds and get it active, I think he can be cured. Otherwise, he's likely to become increasingly violent.
Stay away from me!
All yours now, Dr. McCoy.
There's nothing there requiring a ship's doctor. The volatile chemicals have evaporated over the time the derelict hung in space. I need to refill the capsule dispenser for the bed to activate and effect a cure on our friend Harry here. It would be interesting to analyze them back aboard the Enterprise, but these are probably vaccines, medicines, and research viruses.
Do they pose any threat to us, Doctor?
None seems likely to have any effect on human or Vulcan physiology. To be on the safe side, though, I wouldn't recommend taking a snootful from one of the capsules. The capsules slide into the machinery on the bed exactly as they're designed to. I'm telling the program, our physiology is not the same as the aliens' physiology. Don't want it to try to cure us of being human.
That would be too much to hope for, would it not, Doctor?
Particularly when we're talking about Harry Mudd. Okay, Harry, you should start to feel better in a few minutes. Just lie there quietly until you feel like moving.
Oh, give me something for this headache, Doc. A herd of Amali tree elephants landed behind my eyeballs and did a mating dance.
This is the secondary station. With the limited understanding we now have of the library computer data, these controls can now be activated. Available are sensors. The Enterprise is in combat with a number of Ilassi pirate ships half a parsec toward the neutron star sector. I read debris identifiable with the pirates, but they continue to harass the Enterprise. Sensors. Navigation. The computer reports this ship is incapable of navigating anywhere at all without major repairs. We are definitely dead in space until the Enterprise returns, Captain. Sensors. Navigation. Engineering. The engine pods are damaged but still generating power, Captain. Sensors. Navigate. Engine done. Thanks to the library computer data, limited though it is, these primary controls give me access to
communications.
The Enterprise is out of range for this equipment, under the conditions of static created by the neutron star.
Communications. View screen. I guess the universe looks about like it did the last time we saw it. Communications. View screen.
Done.
Why, Captain, I see you got this machine to work. I tried to get it up and running for the longest time.
Help yourself, Harry. Knowledge is for everyone. Get away from that this instant, Harry, or I'll shoot you where you stand. Help yourself, Harry. Knowledge...
Why, Kirk, I didn't think you had it in you. Thank you. Captain, you wouldn't have seen my multi-purpose duver anywhere? I need to, fix something.
No, Harry, but I figure it's probably where you'll find your lost marbles. Yes, I've got it, but you can't have it. No, Harry, but Yes, I've got it, but you can't have it.
You really can be a headache, Captain. Maybe I can find a spare somewhere else. Good luck. Goodbye.
The life support generator is malfunctioning. Repairs must be made soon, or the atmosphere will fall below the level required to sustain us, Captain.
That was a close one. Too close. If I ever get my hands on that no-good mud,
I would not suggest we take the time to seek him. This emergency could occur again. I would suggest we hasten our departure.
Was there a problem?
Mud, I ought to...
Sorry, no time to chat. I'm a busy man, you know.
Nothing to report, Captain. I believe, Captain, that this weapon must be hooked up through the main weapons battery. However, I've already examined the weapons console, and the main weapons battery on this ship was completely destroyed in the action, which made her a derelict. Mr. Scott would have to go over this thoroughly, but I would recommend we try to take this weapon with us to the Enterprise.
I don't think we should tinker with technology we don't understand, Spock, and I'm surprised you'd suggest such a thing. I agree that we should take it aboard the Enterprise. I'll try to raise the ship. Kirk to Enterprise. Kirk to Enterprise. I agree that we should take it aboard the Enterprise. I'll try to raise the ship. Kirk to Enterprise. Kirk to Enterprise.
This platform contains the control console for the ship's computer library. Data may be accessed by using this console.
Data banks erased.
It appears our good friend, Harry Mudd, has crashed the main computers. I doubt if it was a very easy thing to manage.
Spock, we're talking about Harry Mudd. He was probably trying to download it so he could sell it to the highest bidder.
And instead, he wiped the memory. That knowledge was priceless.
At least our life support system isn't dependent on the alien computer.
I believe, Captain, that the basic functions of the ship remain even now. This is the library module. The art, history, and cultural memory of the aliens are gone, but the mechanical necessities of sickbay, engineering, and sensors continue to work.
But their essence, their souls, are gone, Spock.
Illogical, Captain. This race has been extinct for millennia.
You can't seem to make this work.
Thanks to the library computer data, limited though it is, these primary controls give me access to
communications. Scotty, report.
The Arashi pirates have been driven off, Captain. We have damage and injuries among the crew. We just arrived back here a few minutes ago, and we've been trying to raise you on the communicators.
The local star seems to be acting up. Will there be a problem with the transporter? I want you to beam up the landing party, and I also want you to lock onto and beam aboard an alien mechanism we came across.
We can do it, Captain, no problem. At least right now, but the situation is only going to get worse. Are you ready to beam over now?
No, we want to look around some more. We'll call you on this channel when we're ready. Yes, bring us home, Mr. Scott. No, I need to have a word with Harry Mudd before we go.
Captain Kirk, I was hoping to see you. I'm leaving soon and wanted to say thanks for the escort. Ta-ta! And I hope we never have to cross paths again, Captain.
Don't rush off, Harry. There's still a few things we need to discuss. In such a hurry? And Stella said she was dropping everything to meet you here. Don't rush off, Harry. You destroyed the only known records of a lost race. That's a punishable offense. You were selling high-technology weapons to terrorists and known criminals. Tell me why I shouldn't arrest you on the spot just on general principles.
Because I am going to turn over a selection of samples to the Corniforous Life Sciences University.
For free?
Of course. One of everything I've found here.
5 of each.
Captain! 2.
5. Remember, I could confiscate your entire stock as illegal goods. You might get it back through the courts in a few years.
You drive a hard bargain, Captain. It's a deal.
You have no idea what a great bargain it is, Mudd.
I understand. No problem. Adieu, Captain.
Bring us home, Mr. Scott.
We have read your report on the problems at Harapan and evaluate your performance at 100%. You and your crew received 4 commendation points. A perfect mission, Jim. You are a model for all Starfleet.
I wired in that alien contraption to the torpedo system. It should boost the ship's firepower, Captain.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. I only wish you could wire Harry Mudd to a photon torpedo.
While you were away, Captain, I made some travel arrangements that I thought you would approve of.
Travel arrangements?
I think you'll be happy to know that I've arranged for Stella Mudd to meet her long-lost husband on Starbase 7, sir.
Approved, Lieutenant. Take us out of here, Mr. Sulu.